Ekolowa Oyibo, Oyibo. Why you speaking Oyibo, Oyibo? You dey Lagos.
Lagos weekend and London. Our reason for being here today and throughout this weekend and Bank Holiday Monday is to bring Lagos State to you as a gesture to establish more than a rapport with your good self, but more importantly, to foster a relationship with you by encouraging you to connect or reconnect, as the case may be, with Lagos State under Governor Kilomiambode, whose giant strides in the past few years.
I was introduced earlier on for almost 14 years of my life, and one of the things I try to get out of my system was the concept of Nigerian time, or what do you call it? African time. So I told myself I have to be here in time, and I think I made it. I was just sharing a joke with Steve now that actually I got to my hotel, but I couldn't check in until 2. So I had to actually have my bath in the gym to make sure I made it in time. Now, what am I telling you all that? It just speaks to what I want to talk about, the new way we do business in Lagos today. I think it was Madam Kalira when she was talking earlier on, she did say that she's a good example of what Lagos has become. Maybe I will start by saying that I will join her in doing that, in the sense that I share a lot of concern, fear, what do you call it, anxiety. When I was living here, a bit worried about the impact of the recent Brexit. I'm sure we all know what Brexit is all about. And even at national level, government will be worried as well, given that diaspora remittances are expected to overtake oil sale as the largest single contributor to forex flows into Nigeria this year. I'm sure we all know that according to World Bank, Nigerians living abroad sent home $20.8 billion US in 2015 alone. The figure is by far the largest volume of remittances to any country as a whole in the African continent, and the 6th, as a matter of fact, in the world. That is all the pounds and dollars and whatever denominations we send from all over the world, people in diaspora, is the largest ever sent by Africans to Africa, and the 6th largest in the world. But in particular, the UK and US are the top sources for Nigerian remittances, which equate to $5.7 billion and £3.4 billion respectively for these two countries. Of course, the UK is also Nigeria's largest source of foreign investment, with assets worth over 1.4.
Going by the event happening here today in London at the Love Lagos weekend, London 2016, as prominent members of Nigerian officials, government officials, as well as private individuals, both across board, right from Nigeria and the UK, are participating. I have the pleasure also to have an unscheduled interview with 2 of those participants who are actually going to tell us more about investing and about exhibition and promotions of investment potentials right in Nigeria and abroad. Here we are, Mr. if I may say, Chief. He's our Chief. Sorry, sir. Please.
Bimbo Robert Folayan.
Yeah. And I also have with me here
Mike Abiola.
Yeah. These 2 prominent Nigerian in diasporas, they've got 1 or 2 things to tell us, especially on this occasion where Nigerians is actually looking forward to promoting and extending their investment potentials right from Nigeria and abroad. Here we are. What can you tell us about today's event, about the exhibition of Lagos?
Good. This is a wonderful idea. It's an opportunity for Lagos State to interact with Nigerians who live in the diaspora. So they call it a town hall meeting. And it's a town hall meeting for people to ask them questions about investment opportunities and potentials in Lagos State. So as you know, the diaspora is very crucial to investment and job creation activities in Nigeria. So it's wonderful. So pleased to be here.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So what has been your observation? I know you are one of the a key put it this way, and a kind of an investor promoter, especially in diaspora.
Yes.
Going by your experience, what would you say about the level of investment drive has been right now? Is it something that we are looking forward to in more future, or are we making any progress in that?
I think that the government in Nigeria, particularly Lagos State, particularly because of the population explosion, over 21 million people living in a very small land mass, have in their interest, in the interest of Nigeria and interest of Lagos State, should go out more and attract the diaspora. You see, the key to investment into Nigeria is the diaspora. And I keep repeating this because Nigerians who have lived there, they have mingled with people in the UK or in other parts of the world. So we have access to technology. Some of us have a little bit of access also maybe to some little bit of money on our mortgage, which we could remortgage and come and use to set up some small business in Nigeria. So I think Nigeria is not doing enough to engage with its diaspora. And this is why every year we organize the Nigerian Diaspora Direct Investment Summit. This is just to bring the diaspora business people together. Every year, we then invite state governments to come and talk to them, so that it's a real deal. It's not speech-making event. It's actually an event that is put together to actually get people to say, this is what I want to do, and this is how we can encourage you to do it. So I think Nigeria needs to engage with the diaspora more. I would say Lagos State has really tried by putting this together, and I think this is just the beginning. So we invite them to do more of this, and we're ready to collaborate with them. I'm with my brother here, who has done so much also for the investment attraction.
Thank you very much.
I would say that this is a welcome development. It's something we've been clamoring for. Not just Lagos. Every state should come and exhibit their potentials in London. We have a collections of Nigerians that are more than even a country living in the UK. And we have friends who are actually loyal and willing to visit Lagos and the rest of Nigeria. So Nigeria, state governors, I will ask you to wake up to the idea. This is what Lagos has led on, and we're not surprised. The last time I was in Lagos, I was so happy to see that the new governor has actually grabbed the baton from the old one, Babatunde Fashola, and is actually propelling the state to a greater height. Lagos, it's hugely populated. It's got all the amenities that you need to build a state. It's a state that can actually run the southwest of Nigeria. So if Lagos is coming to tap into what the diasporas have to offer, other states should emulate.
So you actually acknowledge this move?
It is a great move. It is a fantastic one. You need to continue to brand Lagos. You need to continue to put it in the face of the rest of the world. Lagos is an international mega city, and it has all the potentials all the states or the countries has.
So we are now having a more engaging, more Nigerian diaspora in this when we have such meeting point like this, or so to say, like a community meeting point like this, or investment forum that according to Mr. Falayo. So more of these, that what you are trying to
I am anticipating other states will emulate what Lagos has done, because it will reap dividends. It is something that is a step in the right direction. Huge number of people are not aware of the great changes happening in Lagos, especially, and in other states. Osun, it's one of the states that is making great strides. And they need to go out there and let the diaspora know. Then the diaspora will be able to convince their foreign investors, their friends, who want to tap into a developing nation. Nigeria is a nation that is full of potentials, and you can only market those potentials by getting out of your country. You don't have to stay there and expect investors to come. You need to bring it to the people, and that's what Lagos has done. Kudos. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the pleasure of having to speak to Mr. Mike Abiola and Mr. Folayo for that wonderful speech on the Love Lagos. We continue on the program as we are stepping on. Stay tuned. My name is Lashley Oladigbolu with Kazim Sumono behind the camera. Thank you very much.
Mr.
Èkó ló wá òyìnbó, òyìnbó. Why you speaking òyìnbó, òyìnbó? You dey Lagos òyìnbó. If I carry you go banana my guy, you go love Lagos o. If I carry you go to Elegushi, you go love Lagos o. If I carry you go Niru my guy, you go love Lagos. Sẹpẹsẹpẹ see the police, Governor Ambode Kofoshi, helicopter ló fò lókè, you cannot deny you no see. Fada kérésì làwọn tèmi ṣá, ọmọ wọn kérésì.
What will you describe the level of development, or so to say, awareness between, especially connection between Nigerian and Nigerian diaspora in terms of investment drive? Is there any improvement, or how do you describe what's
No, yes, for me, I think that there has been a significant improvement because unlike in the past, where people who are in diaspora are hardly factored into what I call the economy of of the state or of the nation. Now there is a greater emphasis on the need to harness the potentials of the diaspora community, and that has been a significant improvement. And that's why things are changing, and we need to consolidate on that.
A lot has been said today about Lagos State. So, what's your interpretation of what went on together?
Well, thank you. I'm actually glad that I attended this event, considering that I wasn't too sure. It's been a fantastic one, a good time, and a lot of information has been given out about Lagos State, and so it's very, very reassuring that Lagos State is
Some forward people in diaspora here.
Well, I like to say to them that they are friends of Lagos and they are well recognized, they are well acknowledged, they are important to Lagos. A good number of them are ambassadors from Lagos State, and therefore it is important for Lagos State to speak with them, to reconnect with them. Lagos and London have a long, rich history, and therefore those who are here are important to the developmental strides in Lagos State. This is why we are, seeking audience with them, meet and greet, speak to them, get their feedback, and try to encourage them that Lagos is ready to do business with them, really.
Now, what are your thoughts on the discussions we've had today?
Very enlightening and very encouraging too. It was gratifying to know that because of the thing that they have heard about Lagos State and how things are opening up, how things are a lot easier, people were able to see that there is a whole lot of difference between what happens in Lagos State and what is happening elsewhere. So we are encouraged by the fact that people came out, expressed their feelings, ready to do business with Lagos State, being the 5th largest economy in Africa if it were a country. And because of the possibilities and the opportunities that exist in Lagos, we're really very happy, we're very encouraged. And Lagos State is also celebrating 50 next year. So people, the sense of inquiry is very high. People are like, how can we be involved? What can we do together? How can we be connected, to this year-long event that will culminate, in a grand celebration on the 27th of May next year. So we are happy that people are coming forward to say, we are also Lagosians, even though we live in the diaspora. We'll be part of what is, going on in Lagos State. We're aware of the giant strike that you guys are doing. We're proud of what Governor Ambode is doing, and therefore, so this is the reason why we're here. So when we say one Lagos in Lagos State, we're asking the people in the diaspora to respond by saying love Lagos. We're basically asking them to love our city, to love our state, and to be part of the development.
Now, is this something that is going to be ongoing? Maybe from UK, you are moving to the US or other countries. Are you going to be engaging the Lagosians in other parts of the world?
Yes, the Office of Overseas Affairs and Investment has a whole load of programs, lined up in reaching out to countries and communities.
Pleasure today, honestly, after we've come to the end of today's what we term as community meeting or community talk. But it's more than that. It has gone beyond that because you've been listening to participants who have been engaging, with the Nigerian diaspora. special on this today, one love, one Lagos, love Lagos. That's the theme that carries, the government departments over to United Kingdom in order to showcase more about, promoting and projecting investment drive of Nigeria to Nigerian diaspora. And we have the opportunity to speak to the main convener, or so to say, the coordinator, the person who will actually take charge of the event that brought this idea of the government, participation and extending and finding ways of showcasing the investment opportunities in Nigeria, especially Lagos over here in London. I have the pleasure of meeting one and only DJ Abbas. Kindly tell us.
Wow, how you doing, sir? First and foremost, thanks for making it down here to help us capture this and push it out to your multitude of fans out there. I think Lagos State is taking all the right steps in the right directions. The diaspora is estimated, Nigerian diaspora in the UK is estimated at over 1 million. That's over 1 million people potentially who, as it is already in 2013, diasporans sent over $20 billion back home. And that's actually the biggest revenue earner for Nigerians, more than oil. So it just tells you, more than oil. So it just tells you that the diaspora right now, if properly milked and managed, can work wonders towards Nigeria. And Lagos State is taking this bold initiative as it approaches its 50-year anniversary as a state to now start to engage deeply and in a stronger way with the diaspora. And that's really what has given birth to the Love Lagos Weekend initiative in London. We are excited because we live here, and it's always good to know that people on the other end look this way and acknowledge our existence. So I think it's a wonderful initiative on the part of Lagos State, and I hope other states in the country will emulate this as time goes on.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
We are looking forward to having another convention of
Oh yes, and we will keep you posted.
Tourists all over the world coming
Yes.
to Europe.
Of
And
course.
not just Europe, they're coming to your much organized event that has to be, we used to call
Thank you, sir.
Nigerian Corner.
The Nigerian Corner, yeah. Celebrating its 30th anniversary in the UK this year. 30 years of the Nigerian Corner since 1986. So that in itself is worthy of celebration. And it's good to have Lagos State partnering with us on that this year. And the Nigerian Corner will be presenting the Lagos Corner at the Notting Hill Carnival 2012.
That's going to be jam-packed, isn't it?
You can say that again.
That's going to be busted.
Yes. Not Adela Street, Adela Street.
It is Adela Street.
Adela Street.
Very much closer. How closer to it?
It's right next to it. The closest tube station is Kensal Green. And once you come around there, it's a 5-minute walk. And you're right there.
Adela Street.
Adela Street. W10 5BA.
Right there in the middle of the Notting Hill.
Right in the heart of the carnival. You can't miss it. Thank you so much. You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much.
Good pleasure. Cheers.
Nice one.
Police stations in Lagos, and don't forget that policing is a federal responsibility. What Lagos State is doing is to kit the police officers in Lagos State, and make sure that the wherewithal that will build their capacity is there. So for every police station in Lagos State, there is at least one functional patrol vehicle courtesy of Lagos State Security Trust Fund. There is at least 2 functional patrol bikes courtesy of Lagos State. So security is tight. Now you can drive anywhere, go almost anywhere in Lagos State with the assurance that there will be street lights. Electricity provision is also a federal responsibility. It has been given in terms of generation and distribution to the GENCOs and the DISCOs. But Lagos State is saying that we can also do something for Lagosians that will extend what we already have in terms of IPP, that only services government institutions, hospitals, banks, and the secretariat. We are saying that because we now have a listening government at the federal, because it's an APC government at the federal, an APC government in Lagos State, we are working out a synergy that will ensure that for the 21 million Lagosians, we are working on an embedded power structure that will ensure that power, electricity, is at least 18 hours a day. And we are working towards that by the time that Lagos will be celebrating 50 next May.
This list of achievements of this administration this past year.
Well,
the promises that you've made, that you've been able to
everything that Lagos State, has done, speaks to all the campaign promises of His Excellency. First, in terms of security, because we knew that nobody comes to a state to invest if the security is not there. Like I said, security or policing is a federal responsibility. But Lagos State has demonstrated leadership is number one in terms of the support and the contributions and the donation of assets that we have given to the Nigerian police. As I said earlier, there is no single police station in Lagos State, 117 of them, that is not enjoying contributions from Lagos State. At least one functional patrol vehicle, at least 2 functional patrol bikes, all courtesy of Lagos State, government. In terms of road infrastructure, I do not think that anybody has achieved what Lagos State has done in the last 15 months in terms of road infrastructure. And you can see, from the reports all over, more than 700 roads rehabilitated, repaired, or reconstructed. 2 flyover bridges already under construction and will be delivered by May 27th next year to meet up with all the iconic and legacy projects, that we promised for Lagos at 50. And then we have even, approved the 3rd one in Agege, to make it, number 3. And of course, in terms of job creation, you heard of what we said here today with Mr. Akinwumi. A 25 billion naira employment trust fund is targeting young entrepreneurs, fresh graduates with ideas, and it means that 6.25 billion naira from government every year that will go into those who can either get something from 100,000 naira to about 1 million naira. Think of how many jobs that will create. Think of how many people, will be taken off the streets. Those are campaign promises, that we have delivered on, without leaving, of course, arts, culture, entertainment, and tourism. We said the governor promised using Project This that he will use tourism, hospitality, entertainment and the arts, and sports to develop excellence. Take sports, for example. For the first time in 30 years, in February, we had the Lagos City Marathon. The 2nd edition is coming this February. We are building stadiums in all the 5 divisions of the state. The Agege Stadium is already a world-class stadium that, is encouraging sport, not only football, but all forms of sporting activities that is being done. And in terms of entertainment, what we're doing is to project Lagos State as a destination of choice. We're the home of Nollywood, we're the hub for entertainment, in Nigeria. We promise that, unlike before, when you had the Lagos Countdown, that was just one day and one venue event, we said nobody will be left behind, which was the reason why we took the One Lagos Fiesta to all the 5 divisions in Lagos State, to Ekpe, to Ikorodu, to Badagry, to Lagos Island, and to the mainland, which is Ikeja, and we used Agege for last year. Imagine the activities that we were able to, generate in all those areas. It will happen again this year in a bigger way. Not only hip-hop, music this time around, but every form of music and culture that defines Lagos. You will find it in December, from December 27th to the 31st.
Yes, sir. What are you taking away from this meeting?
My takeaway is that London, particularly the African diaspora in London, is ready to do business with Lagos, is ready to reconnect with Lagos. They identify with Lagos, and Lagos is happy that London, after all, is not so far away from us.
May I ask, gentlemen of the press, may I quickly ask, Your Honorable Commissioner, regarding the Office of Overseas Affairs and Investment, has it been given a kind of so to say, a kind of a power to be a face of Lagos State, right? Especially in reaching out to the diaspora, especially when non-Nigerians and Nigerians as well in diaspora would like to, come to Lagos to deal with Lagos. We just need a kind of clarification to know.
Yes, it's not a foreign ministry, because only the federal government is allowed to have a foreign ministry. It is not as if we have an embassy, in London or elsewhere. But the ingenuity behind the creation of the Office of Overseas Affairs and Investment is to say that we are aware that Lagos controls 99 91.9% of all the direct foreign investments that go into Nigeria. Lagos already controls that. And therefore, it is imperative on us to make the ease of doing business paramount for this administration. People who want to come to Lagos, who want to invest in Lagos, who want their investment protected, need to be assured that they don't need to be running helter-skelter as it used to happen in the past. And therefore, if you're interested in investing in the health sector or in the sports sector, you don't need to on your own start applying for land, start inquiring about tax. One single office, like a one-stop shop, for investors has been created, which is the Lagos Global Office of Overseas Affairs and Investment. So everything you need starts and ends with them. They will structure whatever requirements you want in terms of taxation, in terms of land use, in terms of provision of land. And what we are doing in trying to protect land for foreigners. We have just promulgated a law that outlaws every form of land grabbing. All the Omunile issues is now a thing of the past. It can no longer happen. This speaks to our commitment to want to protect, every investor and investment that you have in Nigeria. So Lagos Global is like the face and the voice, of Lagos State, as far as people like your good sales, people in the diaspora, people abroad, who are interested in Lagos, who want to do business in Lagos and who want to invest in Lagos. But as I said, it is not a foreign ministry. It is just an office that is designed to make things easier for you coming to Lagos State.
Thank you very much, sir. Coming to my own question, let's deviate a little bit regarding what I want to ask you. Like, Governor Ambode might not achieve all this aim if not for the experience and experienced executive that he has. Now, coming to my question, right? What is the government doing regarding the issue of kidnapping in the states?
In Lagos State?
Yes.
I don't think that's a major issue in Lagos State at all. And you see what has been done to deal with it. I'll first give you a background. A few months ago, when the issue of kidnapping of the 3 young ladies in the Ikorodu happened, in 6 days, Lagos, dealt with it, got them back safe and sound. It has never happened again. An issue happened with the traditional ruler, the Oniba of Iba, was kidnapped.
To key participants at this forum. Yeah, right. We've had the opportunity of speaking to key participants at this convention, so to say. We call it town hall meeting, but it's more of that. It's more of that because discussion that have been going on has to be relating to investment drive and participation of Nigerian diaspora and also, Africans generally, and how to promote investment in Nigeria as well. Yeah, and I also have the opportunity as well right now to meet the gentleman who happen to be the chairman of the British African Business Alliance in person of David Smith.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Yes.
You participated in this Love Lagos weekend in London.
I'm delighted to be here. I was invited to come and talk about some of the opportunities that exist for business leaders in the diaspora in relation to Lagos State, Nigeria more widely, and then Africa beyond that. The diaspora in the UK is in a very powerful position. It has huge resources in terms of its own financial position. It has substantial knowledge and skills in terms of its own knowledge and skills. It has access to the technology of the whole of the British economy and to an extent Europe for the next 22 years or so. But when you actually take that and say, well, what is going to stimulate the change in the village isn't going to change by itself. The catalyst is someone who's gone away and comes back and says, oh, did you know you could do it like this? It's like, I've just been teaching my father to use an iPhone, and he's understanding this new technology. Wow! But how he had an old Nokia, and it was quite good enough for him. That's all he needed. But now he's got this. So, it's that process of change that is important. And one of the things that I've been stressing to the Lagos State team is that the diaspora is actually very interested, but it wants to respond in a way that is proper. It wants regulated investments. It wants to see a return coming from the money and the effort that it puts in. It, as we heard in the questions, it doesn't want double taxation, it doesn't want this, it doesn't want that, it doesn't want the other. And the steps that Lagos State have taken in sorting the traffic, in sorting security, lots of very, very good news there, and I think there's only more good news to come. So I'm very excited by the opportunities that have come out, not least for Lagosians to get together and say, how do I work with you? What do we do together that makes a difference to us and our families and our community? That's where I think the emphasis needs to go.
Right, you are actually, I'll put it that way, figure, well-known, commentator and analyst of especially investment and the leadership of Africans and British communities, and especially African communities in Britain. And you have been, very outspoken when it comes to giving in-depth analysis of the solution of things and how they can actually, seize the opportunities or potentials.
Well, I think
between two sides of the equation. From your experience, what could you say? How would you describe the level of investment promotion or awareness between the two sides of the?
Well, I think that that again is an unopened book. People thinking about going to trade in Africa are thinking about getting on a jet. They're flying to Lagos, they're booking a hotel, and they're preparing their budget to do that. And spend 10 days in Lagos is going to cost you £10,000 one way or another. That's a lot of money. And I think that what we need to explore is how the business ambassadors, who are the business leaders of the Nigerian, African community in the UK, can open doors on behalf of British businesses and explore commercial opportunities. The UK companies are just not going to go to Nairobi, they're not going to go to Johannesburg, they're not going to go to Angola, they're not going to go to Nigeria. They're going to wait, and they're going to...
Still on Love Lagos 2016. As part of the event, that's going to culminate into London at 50, coming up May next year. I still have the wonderful opportunity to speak to another, key participants, actually from Lagos. You can see from my camera, I have the meeting of, your name, madam? Please, can you tell us your name and your official position to this Love Lagos?
Thank you. My name is Honorable Adebimpe Akinshola. I'm the special advisor to His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Akinwumi Ambode, on arts and culture.
It's a pleasure to see you right here in London, traveling and come down to London in order to showcase the potentials, the beauty, the opportunities that are bound in Lagos. Kindly tell us about this Love Lagos, how you think it's going to benefit both sides, Nigeria and also diaspora.
Thank you very much. Love Lagos Weekend in London is a brand of the One Lagos brand. We have the One Lagos brand, and under One Lagos brand we have the One Lagos Fiesta that we started in December last year. We have the Love Lagos, and when you say One Lagos, your response will be Love Lagos. Why One Lagos? Why Love Lagos? It is just to change the perception of people about Lagos. That Lagos is not safe, that Lagos is dirty, that there's no life in Lagos. That negative conversation about Lagos, we just want to change it. And that is why we come up with the One Lagos brand. And in 2015, December precisely, we did the One Lagos Fiesta, which is a countdown to the new year. We did it for 5 days in 5 different locations in Nigeria. Why did we choose 5 locations? The divisions of Lagos State is 5. We have the Ibile, that is Ikeja, Badagry, Ikorodu, Lagos Island, and Epe. These are the 5 divisions that made up Lagos State. And we celebrated this One Lagos Fiesta in all these divisions, the first of its kind. And why did we do that? That is to tell the people of Lagos that the governor is very serious when he says he wants to run a government of inclusion. That is, everybody in Lagos State is important. Everybody is going to be taken care of. And that's why we took the Lagos Fiesta that used to be countdown. It used to be done in a location, and that is Bar Beach. It runs for 3 years, and last year we changed that trend for the program to host in 5 places, and people like it. For instance, a place like Agege, that's where we celebrated One Fiesta in Ikeja. People don't want to go to Agege. They are afraid of the Awawa boys. They are afraid of the area boys and all that. But I tell you, the area boys came on board to enjoy themselves. And for 5 days of the fiesta, we did not record any incidents of violence or criminality. And that is one of the things that this government wants to achieve. So say Lagos State is safe for everybody, for investors. Are you a small-scale person? Are you a large-scale person that you want to come and invest in Lagos? The government of Akinwumi Ambode is trying so hard to create enabling environment for people to come, especially people in diaspora. And that's why we are here for Love Lagos Weekend, because we want people that are living in London to know that Lagos is home.
Right. What we expect to see, especially when the next on Notting Hill Carnival Day, which Nigerians normally actually all people all over the world come down to the Europe's biggest carnival, which is Notting Hill in London, and now Love Lagos, One Love and Love Lagos has come to seize the opportunity to showcase Lagos. You see, what we expect to see, especially in the areas of tourism, to promote tourism and arts and culture, what are we likely to see on that day?
Yes, you are likely to see, like what you saw today, we have been able to package Lagos in a way that will be interesting for people to come to Lagos. As a tourist, when you go to a location, why do you want to go to a certain place to relax, to go and enjoy yourself? Why? There are so many reasons.
Today, honestly, after we've come to the end of today's what we term as community meeting or community talk. But it's more than that. It has gone beyond that, because you've been listening to participants who have been engaging, with the Nigerian diaspora. Special on this today, One Love, One Lagos, Love Lagos. That's the theme that carries, the government departments over to United Kingdom in order to showcase more about, promoting and projecting investment drive of Nigeria to Nigerian diaspora. And we have the opportunity to speak to the main convener, or so to say, the coordinator, the person who will actually take charge of the event that brought this idea of the government, participation and extending and finding ways of showcasing the investment opportunities in Nigeria, especially Lagos over here in London. I have the pleasure of meeting one and only DJ Abbas. Kindly tell us.
Wow, how are you doing, sir? First and foremost, thanks for making it down here to help us capture this and push it out to your multitude of fans out there. I think Lagos State is taking all the right steps in the right directions. The diaspora is estimated, Nigerian diaspora in the UK is estimated at over 1 million. That's over 1 million people potentially who, as it is already in 2013, diasporans sent over $20 billion back home. And that's actually the biggest revenue earner for Nigerians, more than oil. So it just tells you, more than oil. So it just tells you that the diaspora right now, if properly milked and managed, can work wonders towards Nigeria. And Lagos State is taking this bold initiative as it approaches its 50-year anniversary as a state to now start to engage deeply and in a stronger way with the diaspora. And that's really what has given birth to the Love Lagos Weekend initiative in London. We are excited because we live here, and it's always good to know that people on the other end look this way and acknowledge our existence. So I think it's a wonderful initiative on the part of Lagos State, and I hope other states in the country will emulate this as time goes on. A pleasure.
We are looking forward to having another convention of
Oh yes, and we will keep you posted.
tourists all over the world coming
Yes.
to Europe.
Of
And not
course.
just Europe, they're coming to your much organized event that has to be, we used to call
Thank you.
Nigerian Corner.
The Nigerian Corner, yeah. Celebrating its 30th anniversary in the UK this year. 30 years of the Nigerian Corner since 1986. So that in itself is worthy of celebration. And it's good to have Lagos State partnering with us on that this year. And the Nigerian Corner will be presenting the Lagos Corner at the Notting Hill Carnival 2012.
That's going to be jam-packed.
You can say that again.
That's going to be busted.
Yes. Not Adela Street, Adela Street.
It is Adela Street.
Adela Street.
How much closer? How closer to it?
It's right next to it. The closest tube station is Kensal Green. And once you come around there, it's a 5-minute walk. And you're right there.
Adela Street.
Adela Street. W10 5BA.
Right there in the middle of the Notting Hill.
Right in the heart of the carnival. You can't miss it. Thank you so much. You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much.
Good pleasure.
One.
Cheers.
Nice one.
Hello, Mr. Biodon. So, yeah.
Your name, sir?
Abe Dipo, no sir.
Oh, you are actually one of the key participants of this Love Lagos weekend. How you describe this event?
Okay. I got an invite from a contact from the Lagos state government. His name is Mr. Yinka Lawan. He's the advisor on investment and strategy within the investment One Lagos organization. So basically, it's an opportunity to network with people from Lagos. There is a strong relationship historically, culturally, and even by language between Lagos and London. And so it's important that that relationship continues and build on it, whether it be from an investment standpoint, cultural, tourism standpoint. And there's quite a large Nigerian community in London as well. So I felt that it was a need, there is a need for me to be here to represent the Nigerian community in in London. To be part of this event, and more importantly, to meet with some of the Lagos State officials that are here. I met with Professor Abbas, who is the part of the overseas investment team. I also met with the Commissioner for Strategy Information, Mr. Steve Ayanride. We had a very good chat, and so I'm looking at the opportunity to contribute back to Lagos. I love Lagos. I grew up there, and I have a passion for the development there. So anything to support anything that Lagos does, I'm here to be part of that.
Yeah. So in the after the aftermath of this event, what do you expect? It's going to be the effect of this participation of the Lagos State area, especially in the Notting Hill Carnival. So what do you expect is going to happen? Do you expect any
Well, I think there's going to be the continuous promotion of Lagos State within the London community through the carnival. A lot of Nigerians are going to be there, so it's good to showcase Lagos there. And there's the Lagos at 50 coming up next year. So again, I think it's an opportunity to expand our brand, and it's another way of connecting the people back home as well. And because quite a lot of people in London travel to Lagos regularly, so any symbolic presence of Lagos in London is a feel-good factor. From a more investment standpoint, I will be looking at opportunities to take some of the messages I've heard today about investment in Lagos and find business partners to help support the Lagos State government. And even if there's an opportunity to be part of the change that Lagos wants to be, I'll be happy to be part of that. That's how much passionate I am about what we're taking away from here today.
Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Lagos, this is Mr. Kasobaba. This is the main man, actually. I tell you what, this is the main man behind the camera. You've been seeing all this clip all the while. This is Kasobaba, the main man behind the camera is the one, the Kaso studio. You may have been, possibly, seen the blog. What's the blog like?
Kaso Studio, graphics and production.
Is that what you're doing? So you're into graphics, you're into printing, you're also into
video edit,
and also drawing.
Drawing and painting. I do painting on canvas.
So what's your like blog site, or how can they get?
My blog is www.blogspot.co.uk.
Okay, Kasobaba blogspot.co.uk.
We call it Take a Look.
Okay, sometimes you throw your video gallery or sometimes your picture gallery, you say, take a look. Is that what it means?
Yeah, it's like...
Okay, anyway, it's a pleasure meeting Mr. Kasobaba for being the part of this event. Thank you very much for your time today and being the main graphic editor and the main, video coverage for this event. Thank you very much, Mr. Kasobaba.
Peace.